Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam and welcome to another layout using my mega kit. I have been through my kit and pulled out a few bits. I've done nothing to prepare. I thought we would do it all together today, and it's going to be sort of a back to basics kind of layout where I'm focusing on layering and using lots of pattern paper and see where we go from there. I've also pulled out the 12 by 12 Plum Grove Colour Wash rub-ons from 49 and Market. I love these. This is the second pack of these, and I thought we could use one of these maybe. These are the papers I've pulled out. I've also cut a couple of things from my cut apart section of my kit. So I've got a couple of Paige Evans and a couple of Vicky Boutin. I've got my pack of interactive elements like frames, tags, envelopes, pockets, etc. And some 3x4, 4x4 and 6x4 project life cards as well. Don't know whether we'll use these, but they're good for layering and using up those cards. So for our base for this layout, I think I'm going to use this paper. It's like a ready-made background, isn't it? So it's Teresa Collins from her Something Wonderful collection from 2014, so way before I started scrapbooking, 9 years ago. This is the story paper. Not so keen on that side. It's more like a collage, isn't it? It's like got all these bingo cards and maps. But this side I really like, and it's very much focused on the story. So let's start by removing our branding strip off there. And let's see where we go. As I say, no plans today. So let's get rid of that. So that is going to be our background, and we're just going to have a play with all of the patterned papers, all of the things, see what we come up with. I'm just looking here. We might use some of the Ellie's Studio labels today, maybe. Let's have a look. Might use that. Some more labels. Got some geotag ones. Okay. Just having a quick look through here. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I have also started, I don't know if it's something you guys would like to see. If you've never seen Lael Concar, she does listing with Lael, and I have started a traveller's notebook about that, and I'm actually really enjoying it. So I'm going to be using some Project Life cards in that, and it's just a great way when you want to be a bit creative, but you don't really want to think about it. So I'm finding that really, really good at the moment. I've not done a huge amount, but I'll certainly be doing more, and I will do a couple of videos about it. And you guys can see whether it's something you want to see more of or not. But go and check out Lael Concar. Lael by Mail is her YouTube channel and business. She does some amazing stamps as well. And I should also mention, of course, my lovely friend Lisa from Lisa Sikorsky. If you haven't checked out her new website, scrappersketch.com, then please, please, please do, because it's amazing, basically. She now does premium sketches where you can pay, it's like £1.95, so it's less than the cost of a cup of coffee from Starbucks. That's how cheap it is. Cheap as chips. I know you can't see much going on at the moment, hence why we're having a chit chat. But yeah, check it out, scrappersketch.com. She's also started doing stencils and printables, so there's 3 collections so far. We've got a adventure outdoorsy collection, a rainbowy pastel collection, and recently a beachy collection. So just to give you an idea, I am halfway through doing a video for it, but these are all done with stencils from scrappersketch.com. Look at that. I am quite impressed with myself with that, I have to be honest. And just to give you a brief idea of the new collection, this is Beside the Sea. Look at that paper, guys. I printed multiples because that's the joy with printables. But look at all those gorgeous patterns. And at the moment, until trying to think when this video is going out and when I'm doing it, I believe until Monday night, but check. There is an offer. So if you go to the Scrapper Sketch Facebook group, all the details will be there, and you can save 20% off all stencils and printables. Doesn't include the Sketch Premium, but that's £1.95, so you know that's really cheap. But yeah, you can save 20% off sketches and printables, and Lisa ships worldwide. Ships pretty much same or next day, and there's about 15 stencils so far. Some really, really good ones. So don't forget to check that out. Okay, so on to our project. I don't know what photo we're using, obviously, because we're scrapping backwards. So I think, how big is this? I've got some white offcuts, so we're going to use this as a photo mat. So let's do, that's going to be our photo mat. It's a bit of a random size, but that's okay. That is a-okay. I do random. And I'm going to use a bit of Tim Holtz Distress Ink Black Suit to ink the edges, which I found I'm getting into a lot more again. I went through a phase where I inked everything and then I didn't do it for ages, but I found that I'm doing it a lot more lately. Don't know about you guys, it just makes things stand out a bit more. Are you an edge inker or are you not into that? I know Shamel does it a lot. That's where I first saw it, I think. But it definitely makes things stand out a lot more. So I am a fan. Like, look at the difference of that compared to if it was just white. Love it. I'll leave this out because we may end up inking some more. And then it's a case, as I say, of layering up some of our papers. First up, we're going to use this yellow. So the 6x8 papers that are full 6x8 papers are from my Mind's Eye Cityscapes collection, which I love a lot. It's quite an old collection now, I believe. Let's have a look. Just got it in one of my 3 boxes. My Mind's Eye Cityscapes from 2020. It's not that old actually. It was definitely a collection that stood out for me. A, because it's travel, and I'm a little bit obsessed with travel collections. Talking of which, have you seen the new Pink Fresh Studio? I am so desperate for Pink Fresh Studio and Vicky Booten Where To Next, and I just can't at the moment. It's very sad times. Okay, so that is our first layer. I think I'm going to put our photo mat here, and then we're going to do some journaling here where it says the story. Quite like the idea of that all coming here, maybe with a couple of added elements. We'll see. Probably won't end up like that, but you know. So I've got these papers from Cityscapes. So these are all B-sides because they're just the plain. On the back they are very, very travel focused. London, Amsterdam, Paris, etc. Route 66, luggage tags, and this one, which I love. And I'm glad I cut that. I have cut that perfectly. So I've still got 3 rows of buildings. They're perfect for fussy cutting if you are a bit obsessed with buildings like me. We've got these 2 papers which we used last week. I'm not sure if we're going to use them today or not. I just pulled them in because they were scraps, like these 2 are scraps. They just happen to be 9-inch scraps. So we've got them, and then I've also got Shamel and Bella Boulevard. I love this hot air balloon paper. And I love this paper actually. This is a bit funky. We could cut out all these segments. I'm going to keep that and do something with that. This could be a massive triangular photo. That's going to be, we'll do an extra layout with that as a full piece. How about that? Okay. So, let's have some green behind our photo. So let me trim off that. Now, everything has been reorganised quite a while ago to give me more room at my desk. And I'm running out of room. I've got 3 desks in here now, and I'm still running out of room. How is that even possible? How is that even possible? Okay, so I'm going to go 4 inches there, and we're going to have that coming like this. So we are going to end up with more scraps, but that's okay, because I am actually using the scraps in this kit, which, if you know me at all, then you will know that's quite a big thing for me, because I don't do scraps. Don't get me wrong, there will come a point where I go through my scraps that are in this kit and throw them in the bin, but we're not yet at that stage. We are not at that stage yet. Okay. What about a bit of this? This is Adrian Lumen for Webster's Pages. And it is a nautical collection that's quite old. Doesn't say what, but it is old. Don't even think that company is going anymore, are they? I don't know. Can't imagine they are. So that's going to go sort of like this. So it's just peeking out a little bit. Yes, I could have cut that differently so we didn't use as much paper. But guys, I have so much paper, I need to use it. I don't need to be saving it. So we're not doing things like that, because we're trying to use the stuff. And I'm not having torn paper on this. I want it to be quite a clean layout with all these paper layers. I don't want it to be my usual scruffy one. Okay, I'm going to put some of that here. What we've done with that is just made it look like it extends across the whole page. Well, the whole thing. Obviously it doesn't. I'm not liking this behind there. So let's get rid of that. That's bad. I might let's see. We might put a couple of strips of that there. That sort of frames it a little bit. We'll see. Okay, so there is that. Now, I would like to use a bit of this hot air balloon paper. I am not going to be scrapbooking a hot air balloon photo, but I think that's okay. So we're going to do 8 by just over 6.5. Okay. So just over 8 by just over 6.5. Go, and I will keep that as scraps. Let's pop that there and see how this looks behind all of that. I'm just going to lift it all up. That's going to go there. I'm still not loving these green. So, yes, I have wasted that because they are going in the bin, but it's fine. I'm not going to cry. Okay, I quite like that, so we'll keep that. I do want a little bit more red. So let's just cut this. I just felt like the red needed to pop out the top and the bottom of there. So that's probably where we're at. And then let's see about adding something here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift this up. And I'm actually going to get rid of the red from that side. So this is how I go about if I'm doing sort of like a layering sort of layout like this. Obviously this is not all straight at the minute, it will be. I just keep moving things about, seeing where it works, where it doesn't work, and whether we can make any changes. So let's... that's a little bit too long actually. But I do want to use one of the other labels. Let's see, let's go with... let's explore. Out and About has a lovely blue, which brings in another colour. So let's go with that. So we've got Out and About that's going to come down here. And I may add another one once we know what photo we're using. We shall see. I'm going to cut this in half. These are Simple Stories Project Life cards. And I'm just going to add another layer using them. We'll add that there. So you can see it's just a case of going back and forth, adding a few more. I know a lot of people struggle with layers. I say just go one step at a time, just add a little bit here, a little bit there, add a little bit more, take a little bit away, and see what works and what you like, really. Now I may regret this, but let's do it anyway. I'm not sure about that, but we're going to keep it there and we'll see. And I'm going to do the same down here. Again, not sure, but I'm going to keep it there for now. Okay. I do want to add a couple of bits here. What I'm thinking is we could actually, if I trim these off, so these sort of pegboard signs, if you like, are from Paige Evans' garden shop, I think. Her autumn collection last year, which I've actually got rid of that collection. I don't know, wasn't feeling it. But I kept some of the papers because they were great for cut aparts or fussy cutting, including the sunflower paper, because sunflowers instantly remind me of my friend Kathy, who of course I do this series with, and this pegboard paper and a couple of the other ones. And that's all I've got left of that collection now. Okay, I don't know if I like that, so we'll see how it goes. But that was an idea. Just cut this last one. Just going to cut these two small ones, and then I've got something to play around with. doke. I'm not saying that they're all going to stay there, obviously. But this is whatever photo I do choose. And I'm really not sure. This might be one that we add a photo to after the fact. It's going to be very story focused, I think. Which is different for me, but that's okay. Okay. So that's where we're at so far. Now, I'm really not liking this whole border of things. So I'm just going to put those there. I may well use them, but in a different way. The other thing I want to do before, what I'll do is I'll go off camera to stick everything down, because you've seen me place it all now. But I do want to just use one of these rub-ons with you guys. So let's do that. So Plum Grove was an autumn collection, I believe. But of course you can use it for anything. Let's get that out. I'm thinking this one's probably the better one, and I am going to cut it. Okay. I just love 49 and Market rub-ons. I am like a huge fan. I have a lot of them. And I will always buy them because they are amazing. Simple as that. Okay, so I want to cut this in half, I think, like so, so that we can come all the way up here like this. I'm only going to do it on this side, so let me line the paper up here, and we want to start it about there. Then I'm just going to push the paper to one side, peel off the, I was going to say washi then, the rub-on, and place that down. There we go. And then just rub it down. I never have an issue with 49 and Market rub-ons. They always come off first time. And they are always super, super, super quality. Simple as that. And it just gives you that mixed media look without all the mess. That's a win-win for me, because I don't like the mess sometimes. And then I'm going to try and line that up roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect, like so, and do the same again. So this acts as a layer and gives a bit of interest, a bit of texture to our page. And what it's also going to do, if I show you in a second, this layout is quite a good layout for a story-based layout actually. It's going to separate the page for us. So you can see now we've got a distinct part of the page for our story and a distinct part of our page for our photo. And I actually really like the way that that's happened. Probably should have moved this one over a little bit, but that's okay, because what we can do is we can come over to here And as you can see, we have quite a number of 49 market rub-ons. So let's see if we can find one that is roughly that colour. I'm sure there is, because there's every colour under the sun here. Maybe... what's that? No, that's blue. Let's go with no. I'm going to actually add in a bit of sage, because we've got some green in that, so I think we can make that work. Let's find out, shall we? So I'm just going to mix some of these in. I'm just going to go quite randomly across our page with these. So let's do this one here. Look at that, that is perfect. And I will just add a couple of other elements just to tie it in across the page, really, so that it's not like I've used a random piece of green just in one place. Let's use a bit of this one here. Now, of course, these weren't in my kit, but things like this and mixed media and flare and all of that good stuff, you can't really put in a kit, as far as I believe, because you just don't know what you're going to want to use or what's going to go. So it's good to keep a bit of flexibility open there. And look, just layering these rub-ons on top of one another works perfectly as well. There we go. That, it just pulls it all in together a little bit better for me. Okay. Let's just put these back. This has turned into quite a rambling video, I do apologise. I'll go off camera now and just stick these pieces of paper there. We'll come back and add in any other elements, and that'll be it really. I'm not going to be adding a ton of embellishments because I really want to focus on the story on this side. So give me a minute and I will be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I have got a bit crazy with all the layers. It was everything that we did, and I went through the interactive pack I've got with all the tags and frames, and I've just added some tickets here and here, and then I decided to add some more journaling. So we've got a couple of tags, pull-out tags here, and then I love these frames from Pink Fresh Studio with the stitched element. So I'm still going to use a photo that's this size, but I'm going to use a photo that has a focus here. And I've just tacked this frame down ever so gently so that it comes up with ease, and I can pop the photo and then pop the frame back on once we decide. And we've got this out and about just for a date or something, or nothing. We might even add a sticker. And then this travel element up here from Maggie Holmes, I have used foam on the T, A and E and nothing on the rest, so that it's got like a bumpy texture, which I really love. And then of course we've got our rub-ons which are peeking out down here, and this is going to be used for some journaling. Now I do want to add some flair. I can't show you the complete package, but they are new flair that are coming very soon, and it's something new, different, exciting. And that's all I'm going to say at the moment. It's going to be very different. So I've got this one here, which is the binoculars. They are stunning, I have to say. Then we've got a star up here that I think we'll use. Let's see. We've got one that says explore more. I think you might have seen this one already in another layout, but I'm going to use another one on here. It just says explore more, as I said. And let's have a look. So this is a layout about adventuring and exploring. So I'm going to use another binoculars because these are one of my favourite new flares. I just absolutely look at them. Okay, so that's where we've got up to, and I don't think we need an awful lot more, to be honest. I want some little bitty bits. Let's see. Now we've got these letter stickers from Heidi Swap, but of course I don't really know what it's going to be about. So what about if down here we add explore? I'm going to write it down. So let's spell it backwards, because this matches the black and white element of this page plus these letters up here. So I'm going to add this down here. So we've got that, oops, and an R, let's have the O. I do love these letters, and I've never used them. Something else that's never been used. But I'm using a lot more stash now that I've not bought new, which isn't a bad thing, I know, even though it makes me sad. It's not a bad thing, but yeah. And we've got P, then we need the X. And an E, and I think I might even add a hashtag. Why not? Let's be all modern. Everything's a hashtag these days. So hashtag explore. That just brings the black element, especially with the flare that I've used. I think it works. Do you guys agree? We've got this scenic route puffy. I'm actually going to stick that over where it says the story. I'm still going to use that for the story, but I don't know, I like that. So I've just got all of the embellishments to the side. I can't have them all on the screen, hence why I'm just poking off screen. Let's have a banner up here that says Together Again. That is from Pink Fresh Studio, my favourite story. Okay. Now I kind of feel like I want something here. So we've not used any of these cut apart, so let me just maybe we could use these. Let's have a look. Just trying to get the right tear, so I'm like putting it as a little rounded tear. Does that make sense? I'll show you what I mean now. I've done that the wrong way though. There's no hope. So now we can just have these like poking in here. So let's have this one here. And then let's have this one here. And then I'm just going to turn this over. It's quite a heavy layout. It's definitely a chunky layout. But And it's quite basic, let's be honest. It is quite basic, but it's also very busy without being very busy. I think I like it. Then let's have another flare. Let's have a bit of blue. So I've actually used 3 new flare sets on this layout. As I say, I'm not going to go into that, but just so you know. And we're going to have another one down here as well. Okay, and now we've got loads of space for journaling still, but it just brings a bit of colour. I don't know, it just finishes it off quite nicely. I think that's probably it. See if Vicky can bring anything to the table. I am wearing the smile that you gave me. That's cute. And I do love wordy words, as we know. Okay. The details. That works. Still got so much sweet rush left. It's not even funny. Let's add in a couple of these circle stickers around our flare. So we've got one that says captured, one that says be happy, think happy. Let's have one up here that says this here as well. Just brings in this circular elements and sort of brings it all together nicely. And I think that's probably it. I've got this sticker book. This was in a Vicky Booting kit from our cruise last year. I've actually got 2 of them. I'm not sure how I've ended up with 2 of them. And it is Round Trip from Maggie Holmes, but it's Maggie Holmes, guys, and I'm struggling with it. Some of them are clear, like this sheet is clear, which I'm not a fan of anyway. But it's Maggie Holmes, guys. I struggle with Maggie Holmes, I really do. Anybody else with me there? Just seeing if there is any other bits and bobs I'd like to add. I don't want to go too crazy. So we're just adding a couple of little elements now. Again, just bringing it all together. So by adding a little puffy in each of these clusters. And then we've got these flare down here, which are quite random, but I like random. So I don't care. So we've got the 3 stars, we've got the 2 binoculars, and then this texty flare here. Texty flare, yeah. I was about to say something, but I won't say just yet. Let's add a umbrella, not an umbrella, a rainbow, and I think that's probably gonna be where I call this one done, guys. I hope you like this layout. I really like this layout. It's turned out different to what I planned, but it's got lots of detail and I just think it's really nice. It's got lots of pattern, lots of colour, but then lots of black to sort of ground it as well. Love the rub-on elements as well as the flare bits and the black. So it's got all the colour, but it's got a lot of black, so it works. And that's it, guys. I will see you again. I think I'm going to go off and have a think about this paper and see if we can create a layout using this paper as a whole. I may cut it up into sections. What we could even do is have like rows of so many ideas. So I will be back with another video for that. And there will also be a video showcasing the stencils from Scrapper Sketch. Don't forget to check out scrappersketch.com. And Monday night, 20% off. Bag some deals there. Don't forget to check out what Pathy has been up to. It will no doubt be awesomeness. And we will be back next week and before then, I am sure. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great week. Bye for now.